I don't know about you, but I love to throw stuff, especially stuff that's made to be thrown. Today, I'm going to be taking a look at something that is totally made to be thrown, and that is the throwing axe set from JXE JXO. Stick around. Thank you so much for taking time to click on the video. I just want to take a moment to greet all of my subscribers and new visitors as well. Welcome to 411 Outdoors. My name is Daniel. If you like outdoor fun and adventure, I believe you'll like this channel. I cover everything from weapons, survival, reviews, tutorials, and all of that fun stuff. I try to keep this content wholesome for the family as well. I'd be honored to have you as a subscriber. Just don't forget to click that bell so that you can be notified of new content, and I'm always putting out some new content. Now let's get started. Just as a disclaimer, when I talk about throwing axes, I'm typically talking about either a hatchet or a tomahawk. I don't typically throw a full-length axe, though it's quite fun. I've tried it a couple of times. I'm mostly either a hatchet or a tomahawk thrower. What I'm going to be reviewing today would probably fall more into the aerodynamic tomahawk category, even though it's titled a throwing axe. You know, I did not start throwing axes until after I started throwing knives. I had been throwing knives a while before I ever picked up a hatchet or tomahawk to throw it. The first one I ever threw was a little Ozark Trail camping axe from Walmart. They're usually about 12 bucks. I got to looking at it one day and I was like, you know, I bet I can throw that. So I got outside and just first days just started dialing it in and hitting targets and found out that it was pretty easier to throw. I actually found that it was, you know, easier to throw than a knife. When you get into the world of throwing axes, you discover that you can throw like a full-bodied axe or hatchet, or you can get these steel, thinner, aerodynamic type of throwing axes that are a whole lot of fun. On my channel, I've talked about the brand Sahara Sailor. I've talked about the Bullseye throwing hawks from Smith & Wesson. I've talked about the Ozark Trail. I especially love the ones that I received in the mail yesterday from JXE JXO. Back in the summer, I reviewed one of their throwing axes and they got in touch with me, and since then I've been able to review a set of their throwing knives, a tactical tomahawk a little earlier this week, and today I'm going to be covering this set of throwing axes that they sent me that I really like. Going to be digging these things out of my pack here. Was super excited to open these things up last night. I got that box in the mail. I said, oh snap, what's in this one? I opened it up and it was this set right here, and I'm going to open these up and let you see these. This thing looks kind of scary, doesn't it? This is a 10-inch piece with about a 3.74 inch blade. This weighs 0.71, which is pretty solid for something like this. You can look there, it's a very decent thickness on this, made from 420 HC steel. So this is going to be pretty durable. What's cool about this is that it's really fun to throw because your chances of hitting are good, because if you overthrow, you end up sticking with the spike. You can turn it around and throw it with the spike side. You know, you have the chances of hitting it here or here or here. The only way you would typically miss is if somehow in your rotation you underthrew and it hit, you know, hit the handle. But all in all, you know, your chances of making a stick are really good. This has a 4 out of 5 rating on Amazon, 32 ratings for the set, a lot of great reviews on there. I've used something similar to this. This set is different than the one I reviewed back in the summer. These are a little bit bigger, a little bit heavier, and I've had nothing but fun with this. I've had so much fun throwing this particular little axe because of a number of reasons. Number one, it's just, you can do a lot with it. It's got a lot of opportunities wherewith it's going to stick. It's really sharp. I reviewed like I said, several different kinds of these before, and you know, they all have a different dynamic, but there's something about the way this one sounds when it hits. It's like the steel that this is made out of, when it hits, it just has this perfect little singing noise, and I love that satisfying sound that I hear when I throw these. These are priced very fairly in comparison to their competitors. They're more expensive than the Sahara Sailors, but I think these are better than the Sahara Sailors. They weigh a little bit more and they're more durable. They're a little bit cheaper than the Smith & Wesson Hawkeyes, but I still like the look of this better than the Hawkeye. Visibility matters, you know, and I like the image that I get with this right here. This gives me more of a tomahawk feel. Just for fun, just for kicks and giggles, I want to answer the question, is something like this good for a self-defense weapon? Whenever that question is presented to me, my response is usually, would you want to be hit with it? Would you want to be chopped with it? Would you want this thrown at your head? I know how you're going to answer the question, so I'll leave it at that. Pinch them together. That's so much fun. I love these things. I'm well acquainted with this kind of throwing tomahawk. I do a lot with it on my channel. These things are just so much fun. People throw these things differently. Some people hammer grip these, and you can, and sometimes I do. One of the drawbacks sometimes I personally experience from the hammer grip is I may tend to hold on a little bit too long. This is just me. I love a thin throwing tomahawk like this because you can pinch grip it. I can throw this so hard and so fast pinch gripping it. And I'm personally more accurate with pinch grip throwing. For me, it's more accurate, it's faster, and with these, I'm hitting harder. What's cool is, as I showed you, you can pinch two of these things together and throw them, and it looks cool the way they layer out when they hit their contact. These are fun. You're gonna have such a good time with these. I believe they're about $42. I could be $1 or so off. I'll put a link in the description below if you wanna grab a set of these and get outside and start having some fun. You can run around with these things, practice throwing on the move, throwing at multiple targets, throwing more than one at a time. So I really wanted to celebrate these things in this review. This is a product I use personally that I like. I like the way they look. I like the way they sound. I like the way they throw. I like their substance, and it's just a lot of fun for an inexpensive price. I really hope you have enjoyed this review. Maybe you'll consider getting a set of these if you ever want to get into throwing hawks. So take care. We'll catch you in the next video.